Hello Blissful Crafters, welcome back to my channel, Blissful Crafting with Tammy. I'm Tammy and today I'm going to be starting a new project. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a sippy cup and a regular tumbler template. So the first thing you need to do when you decide to make your template, what I'm doing rather is I already have my designs in a folder. Everything that I'm going to need to make this template, I have it already in my folder, so it'll be easily accessible to me. So the next thing you do is you open up your I'm going to be using Silhouette Design. So I open up my design studio and I have a blank page to start working on. So I have my blank page set up and I'm going to open up my folder and start dragging my designs into my onto my page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my background design by double clicking on the Rugrats background. So once I click on it, double click on it, it's going to open up in my Silhouette Studio. It'll take a few minutes to load. And once it's finished loading, we'll go ahead and load the rest of the designs one at a time. Okay, that's one. So we're going to go into the folder and we're going to load the rest of what we're going to need for this particular template. So I have the background. I need the Rugrats, so I'm going to double click. No, I'm going to drag and drop the Rugrats. It's going to take a few minutes for those to load. So by the time that I'm finished dragging and dropping all of the elements, we'll have everything that we need to actually make the template. Okay, let's move these out of the way so that we'll have room to get everything on the page. I just saved all of my Rugrats in one folder so that they would all be together. So I'm gonna group all these together. Come on, and then we're gonna move them out the way so we can pull some more stuff onto the page. Okay, they're out the way. Gonna open up our folder. What else do we need? I need to drag the retro shapes onto the page because we're gonna need those. I'm sorry it's taking so long. I have a lot of stuff on my desktop. I have a lot of stuff on my desktop, so it takes a little longer to load everything when you have a lot of things on your desktop already. Okay, so those are the retro shapes. I need the splashes. And whenever you're dragging and dropping onto your page, make sure that you drag it into a blank space, because if you drag and you drop something onto your background that you're trying to work with, it'll cover the whole background. So whenever you're dragging and dropping, make sure you drag and drop into one of these blank spaces around your background. So let's go to the next thing. Let's see what else we need. We need the green slime. I'm going to drag and drop it. That's going to be on the top. You'll see once we start actually putting everything together. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's taking so long. Okay, so we have our slime. Drag it out the way, both of them. Drag them out of the way. I think we have one more thing. Yeah, we need the center, the signs with the, come on out the way. We don't want you right there. the signs that says just a 90s mom raising her rugrat and mama's little rugrat. So okay, we have everything laid out that we need to start this design. So I'm going to close this out for now. So the first thing that I want to do when starting this design is I want to drag my slime to the top of my page. Come on, where's my other slime? I already have it cut out to the shape of where I need it to be at, or the size and shape that I need it to be. What I did is I found water drops, and I pulled in the color that I needed the drops to be, well, the slime to be. That's a whole nother lesson. We're not even going to go into that right now. So I have my slime, and I'm going to put it up at the top of a page. Let's see. And I'm going to go over to my transformation menu, and I need to click on my move arrows and kind of line it up. Well, first I have to click on it. I have to click on my slime. Click out. Click on my slime, and then I'm gonna nudge it over a little bit, nudge it into place as much as possible. Okay, now that I have it nudged, I'm gonna go to my alignment tool, and I'm gonna bring it up to the top of my page. Come on to the top of the page. Okay, what I need to do, I'm gonna go back to my move tool, line it up again. Come on, line up, line up. This is my first time doing this live, so just bear with me. And then I'm gonna bring it down, come on, and then nudge it a little. This is what I do when I'm at home by myself and I'm working on a project. I have to talk my way through it. Okay, so now that I have it pretty much on the page, I'm going to center it on my page. I'm going to go back to my alignment tool, and then I'm going to center it horizontally. Then center it horizontally. And then it lines up on the page. You can see that it's lined up across the page. I'm going to go back to my move tool because I think it needs to go down just a smidgen, well, I have to take it off. You got to click off and then click on what you want to nudge down. I want to nudge my slime down just a little. Nope, that's not going to work. I'm going to take it back up. Okay, so I have that design in place. Then again, I don't like that. I'm going to take it. If you can see, there's a little white space in between there. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make adjustments in my my distance. So I'm going to nudge it down again, and it just nudged down just a little bit. Okay, so that's where I want that to be at. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click off. Come on, click off. I told you I have so much on this desktop. This is going to be kind of a long video. I'm sorry in advance. Okay, so I clicked off, and that's my back. That's the beginning of my background. Okay, so the next thing I want to put in place, I think I want to put my paint splotches, my paint splatters in place. As you can see, I already have in the order that I want, because whenever I originally made this, I just clicked on all of them and I grouped them together. So when it came time to putting this together to show you piece by piece how I did it, most of the parts were already being in place. So I already have it grouped together. So what I need to do is I need to go up to my objects. No, I'm not going to go to the objects. I'm going to go back to my transform panel. Panel, that's what it's called. I'm going to go back to my transform panel, and I'm going to click on my paint splatters, and I need to rotate it. So this little gear right here is how you rotate. So I'm going to click on it, and I never know which direction to rotate it. Let's see. I want to rotate it. Nope, that's not it. Rotate it. Nope, that's not it. Come on. That's it. 90 degrees. So I rotated it 90 degrees. Oh no. You see what I just did? If you don't have your objects grouped together, they will move on you. So I'm going to group those two parts together. So I have my slime and my background grouped together so that if I accidentally move this part, my background, it will all move together, and I won't have to place my things back again. So we're gonna put the slime, because I grouped them together. Now the splashes, not the slime, the splashes need to be brought to the front. So you need to right click, and you need to bring it to the front. Bring your paint splatters to the front. So okay, I brought my paint splatters to the front. And like I say, I already had them lined up to where I want them at. So I won't have to go through all of that to try to get them in place. So what I need to do now, I need to nudge those paint splatters down a little. So I want to click on it to let the design know that this is these are the pictures that I'm going to be working with to nudge down. So I'm going to go back over here to my move arrows, and I'm going to click my distance to 0.125, and then I'm going to nudge it down just a little, maybe a little more, so that it'll match. I want to nudge these down so they match up with this right here. So I want to nudge it down a little more. Come on, a little more. One more. And then I want to nudge it over just a little. Let's see how it's going to look if I nudge it a little over. Nope, we're going to take it back over there, because I already know what it's going to look like printed out. So okay, we have our paint splashes in place. We have everything in place with the paint splashes. So what we're going to do, we're going to group them all together. We're going to select everything in the background, and then we're going to group it. Go up to the top, the two little blocks at the top, that's you group, and this is the ungroup. All you have to do is hold your what do you call this thing? Your arrow over each of the icons at the top, and it'll tell you what it does. So we have everything grouped together. So we're going to go to the next step. The next step, I'm going to put in the little retro shapes, and I have those already grouped together too. So let's find them. Let's see, retro shapes. These are the ones that's already grouped. So we're going to bring that up. Again, because I have it grouped together, we're going to have to right click, and we're going to have to bring them to the front. So all of our shapes are to the front. Another thing, while it's already selected, we're going to go over here to the transform panel. We're going to click on the rotator tool, and then 180 degrees. Well, I guess not 90 degrees. 90 degrees. We want to rotate it 90 degrees, and then we're going to pull our screen back up so we can see what we're doing. So now we have that. You see the little pointy finger? You want to left click and then drag. Come on. It's doing something in the background. Okay, let's try it again. You see how that little finger is moving? It's doing something in the background that's preventing me from going on to the next step. Okay, let's try it again. So we have the pointy finger, and we're going to pull that up onto our screen. Onto our background. So that, no. Okay, so now that I have it on the background, I'm going to go back over here to my move tool, and then I'm going to raise the distance up to 0.125 again, and then I'm going to play with the distance to kind of get it set up, get this set up to how it is right here. As you can see, some of the shapes are not on the design, so I have to get it so it will look like this right here. So I'm going to use my move tool, and I'm going to keep nudging it over until I get it to where it needs to be. Okay, keep nudging. I'm going to have to go up some, nudge it up a little more. Come on, little more. I think that's it right there. No, it needs to go over to the left a little. Little more. I think that's it. So, as you can see, let's bring it over some. We have the slime, we have the paint splashes, and we have the retro shapes in place. And it's looking the same. Everything is pretty much lining up to the way this is looking. So we're going to click off, and then we're going to select all, select everything, and we're going to group it together so that we won't accidentally move anything. We don't want to move anything once it's set in place. So the next thing that we want to do is, let's see, the next part we're going to put in place. We're going to put the Rugrats in place next, I think. Let's find them. I already have them grouped together to make everything easy. And doing the shapes and everything, that's a whole different video. I'll have to show you as to how I did that. Okay, when I uploaded the Rugrats into my design studio, I grouped everything together. So what I need to do now is I need to ungroup it so that I can grab the smaller pieces. So these are the ones, they're already grouped together, that I need to pull onto the background. So we have it over here. I'm going to pull the screen over so we can see it better. Bring it over, drag it over. Again, we're going to have to right click on the images and bring them to the front. And the reason that we do this is because we already grouped all of these shapes together. So we have to bring whatever other design in, we have to bring it to the top so that they can be seen. Okay, let's pull it over a little more so we can see what's going on. Drag the screen up. Let's see how it compares to the other side. See if we need to move anything over. I think we need to nudge it to the left just a little. Let's see. And nudge it up. Do we need to nudge it up? I think that's good. Wait a minute. Let's go to the right a little. See how it's comparing. Yeah, I think. Then again, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to select all of the image, just select all of them, and I'm going to center it. So once you select it all, you go over to the transform panel and you click the alignment tool, and then you center it horizontally. And that centered the whole thing on the page. So it's centered with all the rest of the designs. Okay, so we have that in place. Next, we're gonna select everything and we're gonna group it together so that nothing moves whenever we go to the next step. So the final step, so the first thing we're gonna do just a review of everything we've done so far with the template. We drug in our background, which is the orange. We drug in the slime on the top, which is the green. And then we brought in our paint splashes. And then we brought in our retro shapes. And then we brought in our Rugrats. So the final element to the template is to drag in something's going on in the background. That's why I'm not able to move to the next step. Okay, so now I want to select, if it'll let me. Okay, select the you see this, come on. So you see all the little dots or whatever. I clicked too many times on there. So I need to go back over here and click the arrow. If you click, we're gonna exit out of this. If you click too many times on your picture, those little arrows will come up, and that's to let you make edits. I think it's called edit points. Anyway, now that it's selected, we're gonna drag it over here again. Have to remind myself, right click and bring it to the front. And then we're gonna drag it to our design. So we want to center this too. So we're gonna select everything. Select everything, and we're gonna go back to our transform panel. And then we're going to go to our alignment tool. And we're going to center it horizontally. And then we're going to go to our move tool because it's centered within the page where it needs to be. But as you can see, it's down on Tommy's head. Or is that Chuck? Tommy's head. So we're going to take the nudge tool. We're going to bring this up to 0.125, and then we're going to nudge it until we get it from off of Tommy's head. Oh, I got the, let's do that again. Because I had everything selected and I hit the up tool, it's making everything go up, but I don't want it all to go up. All I want is for the center part to go up. So I need to deselect it, and I need to click on the part that I need to nudge up. So I clicked on, I selected just a 90s mom raising her Rugrat. So now all I need to do is nudge it up a little so that it won't be directly on Tommy's head. I think that's good right there. So, rehash. The first thing I did was I saved all of my elements that I was going to use. I saved them all into one folder, so it would be easier for me to just drag and drop everything I needed for this video. If you're not, if you just have the time and you're just messing around, you can drag and drop individually. Sometimes you have to look for extra elements that you need to bring into your design, and you don't really have time to just save it all in the folder like I did. But it makes it easier if you save all your elements in a folder, and then whenever it's time for you to do your videos or whatever, you can just drag and drop. Anyway, I have everything saved in the folder, and then I had my my design studio already pulled up. I drug in my backgrounds one by one. I drug in my backgrounds, and I layered my backgrounds, starting with the orange color, and then the green color, and then I think the splashes, the paint splashes, then the retro colors, then the Rugrats, and then the actual sign that I needed. So the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and I don't remember if I did it already. I think I did it already. No, I didn't. I'm going to go and then I'm going to group it all together again. So now everything is grouped together, and the size that I needed for my skinny tumbler, I have a white skinny tumbler that I'm going to sublimate. The size that I needed to fit my skinny tumbler is a 9.787 by 8.562, and that's going to give me enough room to wrap it around my tumbler all the way around, and it just a slight overlap, and it has a slight overlap at the top and a slight overlap at the bottom. So this is how I created this Rugrats sippy cup tumbler. Well, it's not the sippy cup tumbler yet. This is for the adults cup. So for the sippy cup, all you have to do is measure, do a duplicate of this design and just measure it for the size of the sippy cup, and you do the same thing. Just wrap it around your sippy cup and press it on there with your cup press, mug press, or convection oven, whatever you have. So this is the end of the template design, the template design. So the next thing, the last thing you want to make sure you do is to go up to your file, and you want to go to save as, and you save it to your hard drive. You can save it in the Design Studio format, or you can save it as a SVG, or you can save it as any format that a JPEG or anything like that. But you go here and you save as, and then if you set either way it go, you can pull it back up into your Design Studio. So that's it for today. Thank you for bearing with me. Sorry for the video being so long, but I wanted it to be as detailed as possible. If you have any questions, I can be reached at Blissful Crafting with Tammy on my Facebook page, Blissful Crafting with Tammy on my YouTube page, which I will upload this to my YouTube page, and Blissful Crafting with Tammy on my Instagram page. So if you haven't subscribed already, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you again for joining me. Have a nice day.